And good morning is 7:04 on this Thursday, October 23rd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Move stuff. Well, hello everybody. Are we early this morning? No. Well. Coleman and Company, live, spontaneous, and unrehearsed, as you can tell by our start this morning. But we're glad to have you and glad to have our friends from Bates Ford here, who are here each Thursday at this time. Paul Tubbs, the dealer operations manager, and Ronnie Keller, community customer relations and in sales for 38 years. Well, Paul, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Ronnie, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I think this is one of those times when the clock didn't readjust overnight, and I thought it was 2.5 after, and it was 4 after. But anyway, we're ready to go. And as usual, Paul, get us started about Bates Ford, the dealer that'll trade for anything it don't eat.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. We actually had a few campers and a motorhome, actually, and we've sold all them. So if you have something you want to turn into cash, certainly bring it to Bates Ford. We'll put a number on it and do it. And as we've proved, if you drove by the interstate in the last little while, you would have seen a few campers we had out front, and they're all gone. Actually, I got a call over to Wilson Bank. I was there yesterday, and a lady that works over there was asking me about one of the campers, and unfortunately, I got a call and tell her it was sold before I could get her a price on it. But if there's something like that you're looking for, please feel free to, give us a call and send us an email, and we can actually look at the pictures and go from there.
That's a good story. I mean, it probably happens quite often. You get something over there, somebody that you've traded for that was not an automobile, and it's attracted to somebody, so they give you a call, and then it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, that is, and actually, it's kind of a good problem to have, because that's something that separates us from most dealers, is that if we have something like that, we'll certainly trade for it, and we'll actually try to resell it.
Well, Ronnie, you're involved in sales. You're wearing your Joseph Storehouse jacket this morning.
Yes, sir. I'm going to do a little volunteer service today at Joseph Storehouse, and we do a great job of helping people that's in need of food. And you'll be surprised, Coleman, out there. I go out there early in the morning. Some people stay out there all night.
Wow.
And then they'll get food. But at Bates Ford, we got over 300 vehicles to choose from, and we're still getting a lot of new vehicles in right now. So it's a great time to come down to Bates Ford and see one of our friendly sales staff, and they'll definitely take care of you.
Well, when you have a bigger selection, there's more to look at to choose from. That probably stimulates sales a little bit.
Yes, it definitely stimulates sales. That way we don't have to go out and try to locate vehicles. Mm-hmm. And right now we're getting a lot of new vehicles in, and we do have a lot of pre-owned vehicles and a certified vehicle. It's a great thing. So if you buy a certified vehicle, that's just like buying a new one.
Yeah. And most people, I would think most people, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but most people probably trade. They have one, they want to trade in on one, and so that means you have a lot of used cars, if they are roadworthy when you get through with them, as you say.
Yeah, that's something we want to make sure, and that's something Ronnie hit on, is that certification. We have been certifying a lot of our used vehicles, and that actually gives you an extra warranty. So when you buy the car, it gives you a peace of mind, hey, this is under warranty, and if something happens, we can certainly take care of it. Every vehicle at Bates Ford goes through our service department. We do a full inspection on it, check the belts, hoses, tires, brakes, everything. Make sure, if there's no lights on, and make sure everything, as you said, roadworthy, and it's a good quality vehicle. We take pride in that we always sell quality cars.
Well, let's talk about some of the service things that you're in charge of. The cheapest oil change in town, we'll start there.
Yep. Now, I want to stress, because I have had some people come in and, it is a synthetic blended oil change for $39.95. Some of the other makes and models, and even a few Fords, takes full synthetic. We certainly can't do a full synthetic oil change for $39.95, but we do the synthetic blended, which is kind of a conventional kind of oil, but, most cars can take that. A lot of the off-brands, Toyotas, Nissans, other makes and models take a full synthetic, and there's some newer Fords. The Maverick and the Escape takes a 020, which is a full synthetic, and that's a kind of a more expensive oil. But when you do that full synthetic oil change, you can certainly go longer on your oil change interval, so it kind of works out. We're having a big sale on tires. Ford's doing a big tire special starting in November, where you buy 4 tires and you get a $100 rebate. As it Bates Ford, if you buy a set of tires, we always do lifetime rotation on the vehicles. Brake specials, we do brakes. It's parts, labor, installation for brake pads, $199.95. And then if our batteries are $199.95 on most vehicles, we'll install them for free. When you buy a Ford battery, you get a 3-year free replacement warranty, so it's got a really good warranty on the batteries.
Well, you really got a lot going, and I guess it's about time for the last word, and Ronnie, you can have that this morning.
Okay, come by the Bates Ford to see us at 1780 Franklin Road, and remember, we the dealer that would trade for anything that don't eat.
Hey, real quick, I want to hit on our pickup and delivery. That's something that's really took off, and if you'll call Shelly, Billy, we certainly will come get your car and pick it up, or change the oil, service it, do whatever you need, and get it back to you. So if you do need a pickup delivery, that's something that's really been successful for us.
All right, great. Y'all have a great one. We'll see you next time. That's Paul Tubbs, Dealer Operations Manager, and Ronnie Kelly, Community Customer Relations and Sales, all at Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road, Lebanon, Tennessee, the dealer to trade for anything it don't eat. About 10 minutes after the hour, and this morning I have Lebanon Fire Chief Jason Baird right here with us. And Jason, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
It is nice to see you always, and you have a lot of stories to tell. We find out nearly all about the Lebanon Fire Department from your monthly visits, and sure appreciate you being here.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the invite. I never turn down an opportunity to talk about the fire department. I'll just be honest with you. It's been good to me, and I enjoy talking about it.
Any breaking news? Anything that's happened since you were here last time you want to tell us?
There is. Right now, we're just planning on a lot of events. Right now, we're in the community, and every weekend it seems like we've got an extended event. And this weekend we've got Breeden's Orchard, and then we've got Halloween on the Square. So we've got those 2 events. It's pretty big for us. And the last few weekends we've had weekend events. I've had so many people call about having a fire engine or some firefighters come to their event, and I never thought I'd see the day, but I've had to cut them down to about an hour just so that I can fit everybody in. We don't deny anybody. And so it got to the point when we had COVID, it kind of slowed down everything. And then now we're kind of getting right back up to speed, and honestly to a volume that is kind of hard to keep harnessed and stay where we need to stay. But we've cut it to an hour. And it's worked out great. And I leave it to the fire officer, that's the supervisor that's there. And if it's an event he wants to stay longer, they're welcome to. It's just a matter of getting everybody fitted into all the events that's been scheduled.
Jason, what is it about a fire engine or a fireman or just their presence that excites people? Now, I understand it a little bit more maybe with children, but the way you're telling it here, everybody looks forward to this.
Oh, they do. They do. It's, I think one thing, is the piece of apparatus. We take our ladder truck to Oktoberfest, and that it's got a 100-foot ladder on it, and it's a massive piece of equipment. And then, our firefighters are, we've got a lot of guys in our department that have their families are in Lebanon. And so when they have an event, a lot of times they know people that's going to be at the event, and they'll come over and fellowship. And so that creates an environment where the business owner or whoever enjoys seeing. And so I think, and honestly, just be honest with you, I think a firefighter just is looked at like a good-natured person, and for the most part we are. We do have, off days, but for the most part, my workforce is right now, we're amazing. It's amazing how happy my workforce is right now. And, as I've been doing this a long time, and I've made it a point to personally enjoy these times more than I did in the past, because we've been in the valley, we have, and that's because of, it could be a government recession or something like that. And so when you're not in it, I have encouraged our people to realize that where we're at, and enjoy the fact that, we're in a really good place. Our department's in a good place. And, I take a lot of pride. I manage morale. That's what I manage. And it is very delicate at times. You wouldn't think that. Now, we're 105 employees, and I've got 30 firefighters every day working on shift, and then my administrative staff. But we are a very happy group right now, and that's very enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
All right, Jason Baird, Lebanon Fire Chief, is with us. We've got a lot more to talk about, but right now it's time to take a break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways, and it's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator, plus 0% financing. It's going on down to the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still heavy trying to get down I-65 southbound through Millersville right now through that section of Sumner County. It's been limping along down through there for at least an hour that we know of now on 65 coming down from the north there, and Sumner County's running slow. Loading up pretty good now, right on schedule with that volume 24 westbound, passing Bell Road, Hickory Hollow Parkway, all that traffic coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County into Davidson there up through Antioch. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car, big truck, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck, you're on time traffic.
On Saturday, October 25th from 10 to 2, Drug-Free Wilco, the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, Lebanon Police, and Mount Jit Police invite you to National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Turn in unused medications at Gibbs Pharmacy, Walgreens on West Main, Three Forks Marketplace, or TriStar Mount Jit ER. Unused prescriptions can lead to poisoning, overdose, or misuse. Dispose of them safely and receive a free lot box from Drug-Free Wilco. This project is funded under contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Your Lebanon High football team is back on the field, and we're back in the booth. Join Donald Gann, Joe Gardner, and myself, John Boyce, as the Blue Devils hit the gridiron each week. Lebanon football is brought to you by Bates Ford, Birdine Supply, Fakes and Hooker, Kay Maynard with State Farm Insurance, Denny Salas and the Salas Realty Group, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Shannon Speck Electric, Sports World, Rackley Roofing Company, Wilson Bank and Trust, and Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. This Friday, your Blue Devils will be on the road at Gallatin High School. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday morning. Jason Baird, our Lebanon Fire Chief, always has. You seem to be, in what I've seen of you in the couple of years, I guess you've been coming out here, a very positive person, and you probably pay a lot of attention to somebody being positive when you add them to the fire department.
I do. It's. If you look at our workforce across the board, we have a template, and it's not something on paper, it's not anything like that, but it's a type of employee. We try to find out, is mom and dad local? Are they, doesn't mean I don't hire, people that's not local, but when you look at the point that whenever I hire a firefighter, I've got right around $18,000 within that first year tied up in that employee. And if that employee figures out that he doesn't like the career or something, then a lot of times I've lost a lot of that just because. You're
talking about that in addition to what you're going to be paying him.
Exactly. That's not even wages. Yeah. So, but yeah, we do. We look for a blue collar type of employee. We look for an employee that, we like hiring a non-certified. We like hiring someone that hasn't been anywhere yet, and we get to mold them into what we need them to be. And we still have those employees out there. Our hiring pool, we had 146 people apply last time. That may be. I think I may have had one time years ago 150 maybe, but that's unheard of this day and time to have that kind of that many applications turned in. And a couple of things. I think the culture. Our culture at Lebanon Fire is it's second to none, and so proud of that. And then the pay, the city council and the mayor allowed us to build a pay plan that's incentive built, and it grows our department because it's built on training, and they have to have these certain training aspects before they get a pay increase. And we just did our first block of that in the new pay plan. It's been exciting watching the pay plan. You know, we built a pay plan, and until you start running employees through it, you have an idea of how it's going to work. But when you actually do it for the first few times, then you get to see it come alive. And it's been amazing what they've allowed us to do. And it's our department right now. There's probably 3 training classes going on at all times, either EMT. Right now in my building, we have EMT going on, we have trench rescue going on, and we have in Murfreesboro, I've got 6, I think, employees over there doing a smoke divers class, which is a week-long, intense, very intense class that teaches you how to self-rescue when you hit that point of full exhaustion and running low of air. It teaches you how to escape those different scenarios. So their test to get through Smoke Divers Week is actually a physical test. It's not a piece of paper. It's getting through a series of setup scenarios that they have to work through and exit the structure. So, I mean, for instance, let's say they come up on, we'll have 5 or 6 pieces of fire hose in a pile. And when they approach that pile, they're on the path out because you can tell by the fire hose on each end of the hose which way it's going. And so when they get to that big spaghetti of fire hose, they can't lose the hose they're on, or they'll get turned around and go somewhere else. And we had some guys yesterday through training did do that. And so, but it's something they'll never forget. Now, it's physically demanding. It is tough, really.
I take it you've done that.
I have. It's been a long time ago. A long time ago. My mind tells me I can still do stuff like that, but my body says you've lost your mind. So, but yeah, we've got. I mean, it's just amazing how much training that we have, and it's our department. You know, we had a Wilson County Fire Chiefs meeting yesterday with Mount Juliet's Fire Chief, Wilson County EMA's Fire Chief, and Watertown wasn't there, but he's normally there. And so we talked about everything, and we are in the beginning stages of planning for a 4th ambulance for the city of Lebanon. So we just got our 3rd ambulance about 2 years ago. We're running about 620 to 630 medical calls a month in the city of Lebanon. It's just absolutely crazy. We are right now running from a fire perspective. We're over close to 700 calls ahead of where we were at last year, same day, same time. So we're talking Franklin numbers is what we're talking about. I talked to Franklin last year. They had 11,000 calls for service, and they've got 8 fire stations. And we're going to hit 10,000 calls for service this year, and we have 4. So we're beginning pretty heavily to discuss the 5th station. And but Coleman, in the last couple months, I've come to realize that through the planning aspect of our department, that our little town of Lebanon no longer exists, and it's probably gone forever, to be honest with you. It's just looking at it from call volume. I have a station. Each department will have a station that don't run as many calls as maybe some of the other stations. That's always been the Lebanon Road station for us, at 4300 Lebanon Road up on the hill. And right now, they're outpacing Station 4 on 109 with that much, the volume that's down there. And then they're also, from a fire engine perspective, they're outpacing Station 2. So, that is unbelievable to me that station is picking up that many calls. But so with that comes growing pains. That station was not built to accommodate but one piece of equipment coming out of it. It doesn't have a lot of bedroom space and things like that. But this next fiscal year, I will be asking the mayor and the council for additional staffing and another piece of equipment, not a fire engine, but a smaller piece of equipment to come out of that station just to try to help with the call volume down there.
What about enlarging the physical building there?
It needs to happen. It needs to happen tremendously bad. When we built these fire stations, there's proposals out there. Everybody thinks, well, if you propose a fire station, you think about backing a fire engine in it. But at Station 4 at 109, we proposed a drive-through station, and it wasn't passed. So the next station, I'm going to really ask for that. because what that does is it'll allow me to have enough pieces of equipment where I can run out of the front and run out of the back, so I can double my capacity as far as pieces of equipment. So right now, everything that doesn't have a drive-through bay, I have only 2 ways in and 2 ways out, and I'm running 3 pieces of equipment out of Station 4, and it's only 2 bays. So you can imagine what that bay looks like. We have to be careful about how we get in and out of it. So, and that's because of the call volume. It's really, really hard to fathom. The council just approved for us to do a heavy rescue truck. This is the type of vehicles you see in Nashville, St. Louis, and North Carolina. The spec we use came from North Carolina, from Durham, North Carolina, and the piece of equipment we're going to buy is going to resemble what they just bought. I never in my life thought I would see something like that. I came from, I have 30 people a day in suppression, and when I hired on, there was 30 people in the whole department. And so and a lot of the growth's been in the last few years, just been, if you look at the data from it, and just because I'm a big data junkie, I need facts to back up my request. And when I look at those things, it's really unbelievable, the influx of call volume that we've had. And not only that, we train for every type of call, and you may have a certain type of call once a year or twice a year. But now we're seeing those calls multiple times a year. And I've had some burnout. I lost an employee in orientation a couple weeks ago, and that was because I just done. I do a week of orientation. There's a 47-slide orientation class I do, and so we just talked about how firefighters cope with calls involving small children or young children and senior adults, and that seems to be the area where our employees hurt the most from a mental perspective, and how it affects them. And we talked about it that day in orientation, and I talked to him after class. He came talk to me a little bit about it, and the next week he decided that this career wasn't for him. And I was really glad, honestly, that he did it, because if we catch it on the front end, it can save a marriage, it can save a family, it can save the individual for sure. And it's just, that's where we've gotten to. It's just the frequency of the call volume and the things we see. It's just, it's hard to fathom, really, at times, and hard to manage, too.
I think you are pretty much a male-dominated department, but you have some women firefighters?
I have one woman firefighter, yes, Lucy Corlew. And she's more man than a lot of the men in my department, just to be honest with you. I love her to death. When she got hired, I got her as a new recruit. And I tell you, it was that changed my life forever, too, because I watched her. She struggled, right out of the gate. Lucy, you got to learn how to start a chainsaw. You're going to have to start a chainsaw. She struggled with it, couldn't do it, and got with Tommy Burns, that used to be in our department, and said, Tommy, get her set up on some exercises and get her where she can start a chainsaw. And within a week, she was starting a chainsaw. And that was exciting to me, because we grew through that and helped her get through rookie school. And right now, she's a lieutenant applying for captain's positions when they come open. So that's exciting.
Do you have many female applicants?
We do not.
No.
We do not. And, I think what I'm going to do, and I've mentioned this before, and I don't mind saying it on the air, I really think I'm going to go to Cumberland on my next hiring process and spend some time in Cumberland University and talk about Lebanon Fire Department, excuse me, and see if we can't get that application up for the female employee. It's tough, and the biggest thing for females is, and when I talk to them, I'm like, how do you feel about it? Is this like our agility course? Should I have a standard for a female and a standard for a male? And almost every female will say, no, I don't want another standard. And so this last time, out of 146, I had 5 applicants that were female. I had 2 that made it to the phone screen, which is the last stage before a face-to-face interview, and then I had 1 that made it to the face-to-face interview process. And I face-to-face interviewed 36 people, and so it's difficult. It's very difficult, and but we are we welcome it with open arms because Lucy's been amazing in our department. So what she's been able to do, and she's a good spokesman, and when we have the agility test, you have to have a proctor standing next to you, timing you on everything you're doing through the process. And she's always our proctor for the females. And if you want to see something, have her proctor a female on our drill field, and she is all over them because she wants a female friend in our department.
Okay. Well, we've never discussed that before, I don't think, but we're just about out of time here. But Jason, it's always good to have you, and we appreciate being able to do that most fourth Thursdays, and just appreciate your explanation and the in-depth reporting, let's say, that you do about the fire department.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So take care, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Please keep it right here, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford. Get a regular oil change, $39.95, up to 5 quarts of oil. Tax and disposal, $17.80. Franklin Road. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still running a little bit slow, trying to get down through parts of Sumner County on 65 southbound. They're around the 101 mile marker as you come through Millersville this morning. That's still limping a line down through there with heavy traffic flow. It's building pretty good in the Mount Juliet area right now, trying to get out of Wilson County over on into Hermitage there on 40 going west all the way up to Donaldson Pike. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car or truck, call STR Towing and Recovery right here in Middle Tennessee. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford. Come visit our location at 1780 Franklin Road. We have over 300 vehicles to choose from, a state-of-the-art service department, free pickup and delivery. You can visit us on the web at www.tonybatesford.com or give us a call at 615-444-8221. That's Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road, the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
Cedar City RV, your destination for all things camping. Whether you're looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, or anything in between, Cedar City RV has you covered. We proudly offer top brands like Forest River, Palomino, Rockwood, Coachman, and more. Plus, expert service after the sale to keep you on the road with confidence. Financing is available, making it easier than ever to start your next adventure. Visit us online at cedarcityrv.com or stop by our location at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon to explore new and previously enjoyed models today.
Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals on everything you need for your special event. Birthdays, weddings, corporate events, they have you covered. Tables, chairs, tents, linens, dance floor, and so much more. Visit their new showroom in Lebanon at 713 East Main Street in the old Ferguson's building. Find them every day at fiestas.com or on Facebook. Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals that can transform your vision into a beautiful reality. Mention this ad to receive 10% off.
Sunshine will continue for today with highs around 70. Mostly clear and cold again for tonight, lows in the upper 30s. And the partly cloudy on Friday, highs in the upper 60s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
And we welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company here on a Thursday morning. We always feature A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction, and Jay White and Hayden White are both with us this morning. We'll tell you that A.G. and Johnson is located at 728 West Main. You can always reach them at 615-444-0909 or go to their website, www.agandjohnson.com. Jay, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
You doing okay?
I am.
And Hayden, you're always okay, right?
That's right, Coleman.
The okay guy. Well, you've got some flyers in front of you, so we're going to no doubt talk auctions this morning.
Jay, you're going to talk about this one because I hadn't been in it yet. Okay. Well, let me tell you, on this Saturday morning on
on West Forest Avenue over on the north side of town. We've got the opportunity to sell a little 3-bedroom, 1-bath brick home over there. As Hayden said a while ago, it's almost on the corner. It's it's one house off the corner, so it's right on West Forest Avenue. But a nice little home over there, in a great location. It needs a little. If you're a first-time homeowner or just looking to maybe come into town and scale down just a little bit, just a little over 1,000 square feet, and a nice carport. Does need some TLC, needs some work done on it, but come out Saturday morning, make a great place for a great starter home, expected to sell reasonable. So come out and be with us on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock there on West Forest Avenue.
All right.
And then in a couple of weeks on a Saturday morning, we're going out to Possum Town. We out on Berea Church Road, right in the heart of Possum Town. We've got a lot of nice farm machinery, household items, and personal property out there to sell in a couple of weeks also. But we've got lots going on this time of year. Keep looking for our websites, and if you're thinking about having an auction, please give us a call. I mean, if we want to get something done between now and the end of the year, now's the time to get started on it, because as we all know, these auctions we just can't put them together in 2 or 3 days.
Well, you mentioned Possum Town, and that's a popular place to be anymore. But back when I was in high school, you didn't live in Possum Town. You lived on one side of it or the other. That's before your time, Hayden.
That's true.
That's right. I'm a young whippersnapper.
That's true.
What do you got for us this morning?
Well, I'm here this morning, so that's a pretty good thing. We're getting some more sales ready. We're working on a pocket knife auction right now. We're trying to get it all straightened up. That'll be coming around hopefully this winter sometime. If you're in the need for real estate and if you're looking to make that next move, you're a first-time homeowner, trying to figure some things out, or you're trying to make that first home purchase, call our office. We've got all sorts of agents from all spectrums of the real estate world. We're happy to help you out and walk you through those steps every step of the way. Whether it's getting you set up with a mortgage lender, getting you set up with a home inspector, all those sorts of different things that come in with buying a home. Right now, it's if you're in that $300,000 to $400,000 and $500,000 range and you're looking to buy, there's a lot of homes right there on the market at that price point, and there could be a lot of great incentives if you're a buyer right now in those price range, because those houses they're having a little trouble selling right now. But if you're in that price range, and you're going to have a little bit more of an edge because people want their home sold.
All right, well, keep all of that in mind, and check out the website. There's a lot of information there, and, of course, you can always reach somebody when you call 615-444-0909. Jay, anything else before you leave this morning?
I had a sale Saturday. Appreciate everybody coming out and being with us. This Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, come be with us over on West Forest Avenue, and thank everybody for their time this morning.
All right, well, we thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week. Our friends at A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, Jay White, Hayden White, again, give them a call at 615-444-0909. We're about 22 minutes before the hour, and it's my pleasure this morning to have as my guest the New Cumberland baseball coach, Alan Balmer. Alan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's nice to have you with us today, and I'll tell you, I have a little help from your play-by-play baseball guy who's given me a few talking points. I don't know whether I needed them or not, but it's always nice to have a little help. But want to welcome you to our program. This is your first time to visit the radio station, I think, and for sure, first time you've been on Coleman and Company. Have you moved to Lebanon?
I have not. I mean, a little bit. The Franklins, John Franklin, eye doctor in town, he's let me stay at his late father's house right now, so that's been a blessing. But my family has not moved out here yet. They're still back in Lewiston, Idaho.
Well, there's so many things that we can talk about this morning, and we know that you come from Lewis Clark State in Lewiston, Idaho, which is a long ways from Lebanon, Tennessee. And when did you officially start this job? Do you remember the date?
September 20 2nd, I think, was
Okay.
when I got here, or 24th maybe, right in there.
Late September.
Yep.
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, is as we think about your background, you made the All-American team in 2004 and most valuable player in the World Series, College World Series there in 2006 when Lewis Clark State defeated Cumberland, by the way, in the national championship game. And then you've coached for 17 seasons and then took on this job here in September. I guess the big question in my mind is why? I mean, I was thinking about this last night and even this morning. Different reasons came to my mind, and I won't elaborate all of them. And to be honest, in a way, it's none of my business. But you seem to have a lot going for you there, and you've made the move to Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, my goal's always been to be a head coach, and when they rehired Jeremiah Robbins at Lewis Clark State College, that was a long time down the road if it was ever going to happen there. So, I mean, I thought about it. I wasn't really ready to quite leave. I was going to let my daughter probably graduate high school before I started really searching out, but I got a phone call, and they called me on September 17th and asked some questions, and I listened and came out here and saw the place, and once you get here, it's pretty hard to say no.
You had never visited the Cumberland campus and never been to Lebanon, Tennessee prior to that?
Nope. Been to Nashville once for a convention and then spent some time down in Brentwood where my cousin lives. So I've never been out this way, but I've been close.
I was thinking of some of the reasons you might come to Cumberland, and if I was going to ask you that, one would be, well, would it be the beautiful campus? And you'll have to agree that it's a beautiful campus.
It's a very beautiful campus, and Woody and Ryan created a pretty good program that was pretty hard to say no to.
Yeah, and the facility there, which now let me tell you this: I've been around a long time, but I remember playing baseball over there. I guess it was right before my freshman or sophomore year in high school on that very field there, and all they had, if you can imagine this, all they had was a backstop. I'm not even sure that I think the infield had all grass on it. There were no fences, and you hit the ball. If you hit it over the road out there, it wasn't necessarily a home run unless you could make it. Now, that's what it looked like. This would have been about 1955 or 6. But, yes, Woody's coming. That's a wonderful facility.
Oh, it's beautiful. They've done a great job.
Well, as far as what have you you're not, hopefully you're not disappointed so far.
No, not far from disappointed. It's been a pretty easy transition to come over here. It's a really good team. The guys have been great. It's been a fun process to go through and hang with those guys and create relationships.
Well, if you could compare the contrast, maybe the two programs at Lewis Clark State and Cumberland, what do you know about Cumberland so far?
They're not much different. A lot of similarities. Really strong alumni base, a lot of pride into both teams. Both been really successful over the years, and the feel is a lot the same. You know, there's people out watching practice. There's people that really care about the program and want it to succeed, so that always makes it easier. And the towns aren't much different either. They're kind of a little smaller feel, with, big in the community, and so you can tell people really care about the program in the community and want to help and give and be part of it.
Well, have you what are you doing so far? Have you met the players? Are you even doing some practicing?
Yeah, we hit the ground running practicing. I only had 6 weeks with them, and you usually get 8 during the fall, so they took a week or 2 off to give me time to get out here. And as soon as we got here, we started practice. We almost be going every day. We do have to give them a day off once a week, but other than that, we've been getting after it.
What have you seen so far as the talent? I'm sure you already knew some, maybe quite a bit about even the personnel and so on, but seeing it up close and personal is a little bit different. What kind of evaluation do you give it at this point?
We got a really good team. Cumberland, from being in the NEI program, you always knew they were going to be in the top 5-10 teams in the country with their facilities and their scholarships and all that. They always put a good team together, and it's even better than I thought it was going to be when I got out here. So I'm excited about our offense. I think we can really hit. We're definitely deep there. Haven't seen a lot of the pitchers, but we're starting to see a little more of them each week go live, and there's a solid core there that we're excited about. Numbers-wise, probably a little thin, so we'll probably recruit a couple at break just to help us out, get through the season. A little short in catching, had a catcher leave the program, so we're a one-man show with Dylan LaRue, but he's a special player, so that helps, but definitely hard to make it through the season with only one catcher.
Well, let me ask you this, and we'll go to a break. What about your coaching personnel? I mean, you're the manager. We call them managers in baseball. You're a coach anywhere else, but it's pretty much the same thing. You're running the show, but you have to have some assistance to make it all work.
Yeah, I brought the pitching coach from Lewis Clark State with me. We've been close friends for a long time, and I coached him in 16 and 17, where he won 2 titles at LC back-to-back, and then he started coaching right after that. His name is Anthony Balderas. He's originally from San Diego, California, and played at Palomar Junior College. Grew up in the baseball world. His dad runs a facility and some travel teams down there, so he's been around the game his entire life, and he's my right-hand man, someone I can lean on and someone I trust, and he was my biggest hire, so I'm excited he came with me. And then the second hire I made was a kid named Brewer Webster. He's also an Idaho kid from Idaho Falls. I had him as a freshman, and we had a really good middle infield, and he fought hard for a spot, but he came back the next fall and kind of saw the writing on the wall that he probably wouldn't get much playing time, so he transferred to Salt Lake Junior College down in Utah, and after that he received a scholarship from the University of Utah, so he played 2 years there to finish out his career, he thought, but with the COVID stuff, he got an extra year at the NAIA level, that 6th year, and he came to play with us last year up at Lewis Clark State, but had an injury and was never really able to get healthy, and he tried to play the last 2 years, but he hung him up a couple weeks ago, and lucky for us, he wants to coach, so we brought him up. He'll be running the infielders and a lot of the base running stuff, and he was a special player. He could really play defense, so he'll be good for those infielders, and he had a mentality like no other, so he'll help us instill that into our guys.
How many will you have all together?
Those will be the 3 coaches, and we have a grad assistant each year. Right now, we have 3 grad assistants. We're helping Woody out when before I got here. Preston Welchie, and then Carter Roth, who pitched last year. They both played here last year, and then Antonio Costas, who's the grad assistant that runs the JV team.
So far, so good, I take it.
No, it's been awesome. They've been a lot of help.
Just a little less than a month to be here on the job?
Yeah, it's been quick.
All right. Time for us to take a break, and if you just joined us, Coach Alan Balmer, the new coach, new manager, coach for the Cumberland Phoenix, is here, and we'll talk more after this break on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota, they have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator, plus 0% financing. It's going on now to the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Right now, the biggest delay is coming down through Sumner County on 65 southbound there through Millersville around Bethel Road on 65 southbound. That's been limping along down through there for a couple of hours. They did some overnight road work up through there, and it just timed out with all that heavy traffic coming down through there on 65 southbound. Right now through Millersville, loading up with more volume 24 west past Bell Road, Hickory Hollow Parkway, all that traffic coming in from Murfreesboro. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car or truck, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day. The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Your Titans traveled north to Lucas Oil Stadium this Sunday to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Farm Bureau Health Plan's Titans Countdown is on the air at 2:30. Then Taylor Zarzer and Coach Mac, Dave McGinnis, have Titans and Colts Part 2 with a kickoff at 3:25.
Brought to you by Bates Bates Ford, the City of Lebanon Gas Department, Steve Moe Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
The Tennessee Titans on your sports leader in Wilson County, WANT FM 98.9.
A.G. & Johnson is your experienced real estate and auction company. This is Jay White. Thinking about buying or selling your home? A.G. & Johnson is ready to assist you with an experienced team of realtors. A.G. & Johnson also specializes in residential, commercial, and personal property auctions, which reduces time on the market and have an exact selling date. Call the experienced professionals at A.G. & Johnson, 615-444-0909. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, located at 728 West Main Street, Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday morning. And if you've just tuned our way, let me tell you, Coach Alan Balmer is with us this morning. He's the new coach for the Cumberland Phoenix. And one thing about it, you were playing for Lewis Clark and actually was the most valuable player in that series in 2006 when Lewis Clark defeated Cumberland for the national championship. No doubt you remember that game.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Yeah. It's a little ironic that here you were on the team that defeated them, national championship, even most valuable player, and then you come here to be their head coach.
Yeah, it was crazy. It happened really fast, and I'm glad they called because this is a special place, and I've always had respect for their program and Woody and Ryan, and they've always been a top program in the NEI, and so we always knew about each other. So I'm glad they called me.
Well, let me ask you to compare the two, if you will. I mean, you've played there, you've been an assistant coach there, so you know all about the program at Lewis Clark. I'm sure you know quite a bit, and if you didn't, you know even more now that you've been here at Cumberland nearly a month. Compare the two.
Well, they're a little different, but the more I spend time around Cumberland, it just kind of reminds me of the same programs. Woody and Ed Sheff, both legendary coaches, that coached there for over 30 years plus. I think Woody made it to 40. And, you go back and look at all the old records and how Woody kept things and wrote them down. There's just a lot of similarities between the two coaches. They probably had a little different style. Coach Sheff was he was wound pretty tight, if you want to call it that. So he got after it for sure. But through the stories I hear, Woody definitely got after it too. So there are a lot of similarities. But there's not a whole lot of difference. It's been kind of crazy.
Well, the facility at Cumberland here, I think it's Woody Hunt Stadium, and it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's really fine and well taken care of.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into it, and the turf field definitely helps it now too. Takes some work away, but it's a beautiful facility that we're excited to take care of. LC isn't much different. It's a beautiful facility. They host the NEI World Series every year, so a lot of work goes into that facility. It's called Ed Sheff Stadium. So there's a lot of similarities between the programs with the two legendary coaches that ran it. And
well, I understand that part of being a baseball player at Cumberland means there's a little work that you have to do. Some of that maybe even in and around the stadium there.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of work inside the stadium, but it's been fun to take care of it and be there every day and see all the people that have put all the work in over the years.
Well, Coach, let me ask you about the alumni base, because there is a huge alumni base that Cumberland has. A lot of the former players, some of them still living here in Lebanon and Middle Tennessee, and a lot of them support the program. I guess if you haven't already, you're in the process of getting more acquainted with some of them and hopefully welcoming them and whatever they can contribute.
Yeah, like I was talking to Randy yesterday, those guys built the program. I know Woody was in charge of it, but he couldn't have done it without the players that he recruited and brought in here. And, every year it looks like they got better and better with Woody and better players. And those are the guys that put their, sweat and tears into that place. And they're the reason why it's the program it is. So there's no reason to keep them away. I know that. We'd love to have them around as much as we can. It was important to a lot of other aspects to keep the program running in the right direction. So we're excited to meet them all and embrace them into the program.
Well, one person just can't run it takes a team of people, coaches, staff, whatever. I'm sure there are a lot of people who will refer you to somebody or mention somebody, and the wider network and base that you have in that area, the more you have to choose from. You're certainly aware of that, and work through that, I guess, as much as you can. Are you? Is that something you're constantly doing on the lookout?
Yeah. I mean, there's new people every day that I meet. The college does a great job. Coach Pabin runs a special athletic department. I mean, that's kind of when I got here on my interview, the first thing I noticed is how well ran the athletic department was and organized, and you could tell everybody knew what they needed to be doing, and that was a big selling point for me to say yes. And there's a lot of help right there on campus, lots of resources. They've made it really easy on the transition, but there's definitely people I meet every day that are willing to help, learn new names every day, and there is a lot that goes into running a facility like that. In a program.
I've got to mention Randy Salas. He does their games, of course, and I've known. I guess there's been two or three anyway before him that did the baseball games, and they were all good, and they all loved the Bulldogs, now the Phoenix, and all of this, and then were to some extent excellent cheerleaders, let's say.
Yep.
But I have never seen anybody as dedicated as Randy Salas, and I mean, he is he takes it to the nth degree in promoting Cumberland baseball, and I mean, he even gave me some talking points for you this morning, piece of paper I'm looking at right here, some things that I could ask you and this sort of thing. So Randy, as far as I know, is going to still be doing the play-by-play, and that. And his enthusiasm for the Cumberland Phoenix is, in my estimation, is unsurpassed. You got to know him much yet?
Yeah, I've had a couple of breakfasts with Randy. Did the interview a couple days ago with him, and no, he's been great. And that's a big part of the program too. Is he's reaching a lot of people that listen to the game, especially parents and family that can't come to the games because you get a lot of players from out of town, and it's really important for our program for those people to listen in and see what their kids are doing. And like you said, he's always promoting the program, so it's always reaching new people and building that base.
Well, from what you've seen in 3 or 4 weeks here, what kind of team, how competitive you think you might be next year?
We're going to be competitive. Our goal is to win that conference tournament every year, win the conference, win the tournament, and make it out to Lewiston. I mean, I didn't come out here not to do that. I mean, that's what I've been accustomed to growing up in the program I grew up in, and my expectations haven't changed. We want to go be the last team standing on that field in Lewiston in late May and win a couple titles.
Well, not to give away any secrets or anything, but I'm just wondering. Some coaches are pretty strict disciplinarians, and I mean really come down hard at times and really stress discipline and this sort of things. Others are a little bit more relaxed, and as times have changed, we've seen a little more, I think, relaxation and some things that might be allowed that weren't 15, 20 years ago. Where do you fit in there at your own evaluation of yourself here?
I mean, the program I came from was definitely all about discipline, and Coach Sheff came down hard, really hard. He probably, like you said, he probably couldn't do everything he did back then now, but some of that stuff probably was okay to go, I would say. It probably wasn't right all the time, but I'm definitely more on that side. I just seen it worked too much for it not to happen. I mean, there's a reason why, coaches like Nick Saban and those guys win multiple championships and just not one. It's because of the discipline, and they make sure everybody's following an order, and that's what's fair for the team. So it always keeps people closer together when everything's fair. So I'm more on that side. I understand that if you want to win at an elite level, that you have to have discipline to keep doing that and repeating that. So we're definitely going to keep those guys in order the best we can and make sure they're giving the effort that we need to win a national title each day.
Well, one other thing, not sort of on that line here, especially in football, some coaches are known as more defensive-minded. Some are more stress offense more. In baseball, you've got to be pretty good in both. But is to you, had you rather just go out here and outscore the opponent, or is it more fun to just to really play defense and have great pitching and stop that other team?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to be able to go out and out-hit everybody, but it just doesn't work that way. Everybody knows when it comes down to the end, who has the best pitching is going to win that. And then with that comes playing defense. So we understand that pitching and defense are going to be the basis of the program. You have to have that because you're always going to run into an arm or two late in the year that you're not going to score many runs on. That's why they are what they are. They're one of the top pitchers in the country, so it's not always easy to score 10, 12 runs off those guys. So you have to play defense, and you have to pitch. So we understand that, and I think that's where the discipline comes in a lot of the times with focus and effort is on the defensive side because it can be hard to sit there for 127 pitches in a baseball game and be focused each one because you never know when that ball's coming to you. So defense and pitching is definitely going to be what we stress a lot, just because we understand how important it is in the end.
Well, there's that old saying that that good pitching gets good hitting.
Yes, it does.
And I don't think that's changed.
No, it never will.
Well, the last thing is going to be an easy one for you. You, no doubt, being the baseball former player, and fan and coach that you are, pay a little bit of attention to the pros. You got a special favorite baseball team in the National American League?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny from being from Lewis and Idaho, but I've always been a Braves fan.
Really?
Yeah, the Mariners weren't on in my region in Idaho growing up, so the only thing on was the Superstation, Channel 55 back home, and 4:35 p.m. every day the Braves came on, and I became a Chipper Jones fan back in the day, and I've always been a Braves fan, but I'm a little... I don't know, not the happiest they got rid of Freddie Freeman, so.
Yeah.
So I will see him. He might win another one away from there.
You'll fit in well here.
Yes,
there are
right
a lot
here.
of Braves fans here. Coach, thank you so much for taking time to be with us this morning. I hope this is not the only time that I get to see you again from time to time. Thanks for coming out.
All right, I appreciate it.
Coach Alan Ballmer, the new baseball coach at Cumberland of the Phoenix, and that is going to do it for Thursday. Please join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a tremendous day.